Hey, it's Eric Crawford from WDRB Sports. Let's talk a little women's college basketball. The University of Louisville, ranked number 7 in the AP poll, number 5 by the coaches, goes on the road to Nashville and knocks off Belmont 75-70 this afternoon. And that's a good, solid win for Louisville's program. You know, if you see that score go by on the crawl on ESPN, you probably don't think a lot of it unless you follow the women's game pretty closely, which I know a lot of fans here do. Belmont was within 3 points of knocking Tennessee out of the tournament a year ago and getting its own shot to play Louisville in Wichita, Kansas. So they're a solid club. And to have Louisville come in, it was the first time a team with a top 5 ranking in any poll had come to Belmont to play a game. If you listen to Coach Bart Brooks from Belmont after the game, he talked about how they viewed this as a potential special moment, a milestone moment for that program. If they could win this game, it would be a huge building block for them. It was a date that has been circled on their schedule. And for Louisville to go in there and to win this game and to win it despite some adversity, despite some foul trouble, despite some of their bigger players not having their best nights, well, that's saying something for a Louisville team that is still developing, still getting better, still needs to improve defensively and in a lot of areas. What Louisville did get was 25 points from Haley Van Lith. She was 10 of 22 from the field. Very good offensively. Also got 4 rebounds. Good all-around game from her, and they needed it because Morgan Jones, their other big scorer early in the season, had only 2 points. She was saddled with foul trouble early and never could get herself going. In this game, wound up playing only 12 minutes. Louisville got 13 points and 13 rebounds from Olivia Cochran, who, for my money, was the player of the game in this one. Without that double-double, Louisville's leaving with a loss. But she was really good on both ends, and she played the last three and a half minutes of the game with 4 fouls herself, including walling up on defense there at the end of the game to help defend Belmont's final attempt, which ended up being a drive, and they tried to kick it out. Louisville's defenders all stayed home, and Peyton Verhulst, who's going to be an unsung hero all season, she's going to come in and have some big scoring nights, but a lot of nights are going to be like this one where she winds up scoring 4 points, but she makes a lot of big plays for them. She's solid on the court all the time. Mikasa Robinson, you know what kind of contribution she makes. Louisville, 20 of 21 from the free throw line, 14 of 14 in the final quarter. That will win you a lot of games on the road. Jeff Walz wanted a tough test. That's why he scheduled the game, and that's what he got.
Well, I think what it does is it shows us how we've got to continue to get better. We got to continue to compete. We got to grind. We got to push because we're going to continue to play good teams. Our league is tough, and you can't take a night off. You got to come in with the mentality of it's going to be a battle. And that's why I scheduled this game here. That's why, obviously we play Kentucky every year. We got Ohio State coming up. And then I'm not even counting these 3 with Gonzaga and whoever else we might play in the Bahamas. But we have a pretty darn good schedule that's going to challenge us and hopefully get us prepared for the ACC season. Yeah, played great. She battled. She had some moments there in the first half where she got a little frustrated. Thought she may have gotten fouled on a couple putbacks, and it wasn't called, but it was consistent. But then she continued to fight, continued to scrap, and that's what I love about her, is her willingness to just keep grinding. It's not always going to be pretty, but it's getting the end result, and that's what we were able to do today.
It's something that women's college basketball teams do a little bit better than men's, is to go on the road and play these kind of games against the opponents that maybe aren't big name opponents. Some would call them mid-majors, call them whatever you want. But Louisville goes to Belmont, wins by 5 in this game. Others in the top 10. Iowa, number 4 in the country, goes to Drake, has to go to overtime to win that game. Stanford goes on the road to Portland. That's not a household name, but they will travel on the road. It promotes the women's game. Those matchups are good for it, as are the big marquee matchups, the Stanford-South Carolina matchup we'll see later this year, others in college basketball. That helps get the public's attention on the game. Women's basketball is doing a good job with that, and Louisville is certainly doing its part. Now it goes to the Bahamas, where it will face Gonzaga in the first game on Saturday. There are multiple nationally ranked teams there. There will be good competition down there. Louisville will know a whole lot more about itself when it comes back. The Cardinals are 3-0. And they're not anywhere near where they're going to be and where they need to be later in the season, but it'll be fun, as always, to watch them develop. You can read about this game and more about Jeff Walls' team at our website, WDRB.com. I'm Eric Crawford for WDRB Sports.